Shalom, shalom. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so, Mashamcha, how are you? All right, my name is Nabia, and I want to talk to you about speaking to God Be'ivrit in Hebrew. And so, one of the things that I want to first talk about is who is this class even for? It's for those that are really seekers of God, those that want to develop that intimate relationship with Him, those that really want to have that close proximity and to speak to God in His language. And this is based on the scripture from Zephaniah, not Zephaniah, it's Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9, where God is saying that He's going to purify the lips of the people. In some version, it says purify the language of the people so that they may serve me on one accord. And so that is our foundational scripture. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that. So if you're a seeker of God and you want to get that close relationship, this is going to be for you. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about each session. And we're going to have a total of 12 sessions, and we're going to move a little further than that as well. So again, this is not just speaking the language. So session 1 is going to be like your introduction to common phrases, to express different things in Hebrew. And wait a minute, wait. You don't have to worry about reading the actual symbols or the letters. So there are no rules, there's no grammar, there's none of that to dissuade you. This is going to be done all in transliteration, and you're going to learn this language the same way that you learned how to speak your native tongue from listening. It's that simple. All right, so we're going to, in this session 1, we're going to be focusing on pronunciation. All right, so session 2, that's your basic transliteration Hebrew words. And so you are going to understand that Ani Mora, I'm your teacher, and I'm here to hold your hand through this journey. And so you're going to learn common greetings, you're going to learn phrases, you're going to start with those simple phrases so that you're able to craft your prayers. And you're going to be able to develop that connection just because of that. And you're going to use that transliteration. And transliteration just means that the way you read it is so that you can phonetically speak it. Make sense? All right, so you're going to delve into week 3 and 4. That's where you're building vocabulary and simple conversations. And so you're going to expand that vocabulary with words related to spirituality and your faith, which is really awesome. All right, and then in session 4, we step into practicing those simple sentences and engaging basic conversations with your cohort. So basically, you're going to be doing role playing, and you're going to be talking, and you're going to become more natural with it as you use it. Sorry about the sirens in the background. Things happen when you're recording. So you're going to be deepening the connection with those meaningful phrases. And when we step into week 5 and 6, we're going to call that exploring biblical phrases. And so again, it's introducing those key phrases from the biblical verses. So I want you to have that as well. And you're going to be discussing, or we are going to be discussing their significance. And so session 6, we understand the context behind these phrases and incorporating them into our personal prayer. That's kind of cool. And so week 7 through 8 is personal devotion and connection. And you're going to be learning how to craft your personal prayers with that learned vocabulary and the phrases that you are going to be introduced to. And so basically it's by implementation. You get it, you grab it, you speak it, you hear it, and you keep using it. And so session number 8, we're going to be sharing amongst ourselves about our personal experiences using Hebrew. And again, it's about that spiritual connection. So we never want to forget that. And that's when we drop it like it's hot. So, all right, so week 9 and 10, we're developing those conversational skills in transliterated Hebrew. Again, role-playing exercises that's focused on conversation with God using Hebrew phrases and intonations that reveal your emotion and your feelings. And that's going to be for a deeper and a more rooted purpose. And so now we're stepping into the 10th section, and that's practicing speaking and building your confidence now, because in the beginning it's like, okay, I got this word, I think I remember that word or whatever, but you get to the point where now you're building confidence where you can freely speak. It's like, think about the language that you speak in, and let's say that's English. We're not trying to figure out what we're going to say next and what comes at. We just speak because we're used to it, because we've been doing it for so long. We don't even have to really think about it. And so we're delving deeper by using Hebrew as a tool. Language is a tool. I say that because that's what you use in order to communicate to another person. So communication is very simple. It is sending and receiving messages. And so we show you how to get your thoughts articulated and get it across. So whether we're doing that in our class practice sessions or we're talking to God, you're going to be implementing it. And don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if he answers you. I'm waiting for more of those testimonies. All right, so, and we're going to have those biblical words, so that's important. All right, so we're going to wrap up with reviewing and reinforcing that course content that we all went over. And I call that total recall, because you have to be able to retrieve it. So it's one thing for me to say ata. What does that mean? Or I tell you, ata means you. And I mean that you, masculine, because Hebrew is masculine and feminine. So ata is you when I talk to a man, and at if I'm talking to a woman. So I'm telling you, and you can write it down and try to memorize it. But then when I said, how do you say you to a man in Hebrew? Now you have to go retrieve that information. And that is how you begin to remember, because it's one thing for information to be put in, it's another for that same information to be drawn out, if that makes sense. All right, so I want to talk about identity pivot for transformation. So basically, sometimes we will say things about ourselves like, well, I can't really remember, or I can't do this, I can't do that. And we have a lot of what we can't do. Ani lo yachola. That's how you say I can't. Which I could teach you how to say it, but I don't really want you saying that you can't. But you want to rather say ani yachol or ani yachola if you're a woman. And so I can. And so that means with the identity pivot, that means you have to think more like a person who is that. So if I'm working out, I want to lose weight, I have to tell myself, I'm an athlete. Why do I say that? Because an athlete has a very particular perspective and mindset. I only do what athletes do. And so that's how you begin to take this course and everything that you're learning, because now you understand what it is to have the mind of Christ and not just say it, but you are having the mind of Christ. You know that Philippians 4 says, I can do all things through the Messiah who strengthened me. And so you're taking on the characteristics of a full-fledged believer. So we'll talk more about identity pivot, and that's going to translate into other areas of your life. So this course is really going to be different than what you normally would get in a language course. And I teach you about your brain and how you are able to remember things. And that's going to help you. Yeah, that's going to help you so that you do not get all upset. So we're going to take a look at my little laptop right now. And this is your digital flashcards. And so you're going to have this with you all the time, so you could be anywhere. So that means you won't have any excuses. So let's take a look at some of, well, that's magic notes. That's good. And then you can also decide when you want to take a test. So we have some Hebrew words over here. We got some flashcards. Oh, hold on. That's a different set of flashcards. Hold on. So this is my course, Speaking Hebrew with God. And we're going to click on this one, and we're going to click on this one. So remember that word I mentioned to you, ata? Well, this is it, but you can't read it. Why? Because it's not transliterated. But it is on the other side. So you take it, You see, you masculine, so I'm very specific. If you're saying you to a man, you would say ata. If you're saying it to a woman, it would be at. And that is ahava. Oh, let me go back to, look at all those cards. Look at all those cards. All right, so he is who? She is going to be he. That's how that works. So you have all these flashcards. The name for Shem is name, Shem. And so let me put this little play button so your hands free. Your hands free. And that's, and so Shimcha, that means your name. And then we have the one who is and was and is to come. All right. Because that's what this name means. Kita, that means class. All right, so I'm going to stop that right there. And so this is going to be on your phone, and it's going to help you. It's one of those tools that you're going to have. We're going to have other tools. So, and then after a while, you'll say Zakef. That means this is fun. So there's no rules, there's no grammar, and you're going to learn the same way that you did when you were growing up. That's how you attain the language that you speak right now. So you're going to learn one word and one phrase at a time, and you're going to get tools to help you to gain understanding and to be proficient. So you're going to learn the prayers, you're going to learn verses, you're going to be able to craft your prayers, you're going to get those conversational phrases, which we will be working with in class. So now we have over here this caterpillar. That's you. You're the caterpillar. Just eating, munch, 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 getting all that word, getting all that food, all those that good nutrition, right? So there's the caterpillar in this form. And then he turns around and he turns into one of these guys over here, right? So that's you. So you start out as a caterpillar in this class, and then what happens is you turn into this beautiful butterfly, and just like every butterfly has its own unique pattern, you will now have your own unique relationship with the Lord as you're speaking to him in Hebrew. And you're learning more about who he is. You're learning more about who you are, you know? So I think that's awesome. All right, so here's the thing. Now, you will have access to replays, and this is if you are in our membership site. If you're on the membership and you're part of our mishpacha, that means family, in our community, you will have access to replays. You will have feedback sessions. You will also have audio resources covering fundamental Hebrew. You will have a private community group, and we will not be on Facebook. No, because I need you to stay focused. You'll have live sessions with Q&A, that's going to be able to reinforce your vocabulary. So, and then we have a class that's starting February 3rd and May 4th, and that is the membership right there, bit.ly/Hebrew membership. All right, so now when you get the class, I want you to come with an open heart and an open mind, all right? Because you can do this thing, and this is going to be your introductory offer, and this is going to be 12 weeks. So whichever one you decide to do is fine. So you're going to get the digital flashcard app. Remember, you're going to get to be able to role play. You'll be able to understand the biblical text, and you'll understand and implement those Hebrew favorite phrases, and you'll have improved memory and lifelong learning adaptability. So registration is like right now. It's right now. And tell a friend too. Tell a friend. Don't be selfish. Get somebody in there to buddy up with. So I want to say again, this person that is looking to get closer to the Lord, that is trying to know more about the Bible, that is trying to learn more about yourself, this person is taking this course. This person is getting to know more about the God who came to save, and everything within the culture and the context of the Hebrew words. Because at this point, we have a lot of translations, but we have to get to the point where we can do away with the translations and just really know what is in the mind of God. So, with that said, I'm Nabia, and I will see you in class. All right, so shalom, lahitros.